Damn it, Bobby. I'm kidding. We don't know what's going on, guys. We don't know. So it looks like we're here now and we have sound and picture. Does everybody hear me okay? Through all of that, I managed to get some coffee.
Murder, Pam, Sandy, AJ, Maple Street.
Pam says
Hello.
no. Hold on, Bobby. Pam says no audio.
Uh-oh.
Maria said it sounds good, so I don't know which to believe. Ed says he hears me good. Okay.
And,
Dan said never
and
mind.
she
All
said,
right.
never mind.
All right. She must have been muted. All right. Well, we don't know what was going on, and I did ask a couple of IT-ish kind of people to help me with my sound, and didn't get any help. So I'm probably going to have to take my phone and go to somebody and do like a live stream to see what's going on. But all I could get was your microphone's cutting out. Well, I know that. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Slide that back down now. Well, we're going to continue the what Ed and I started last week because it went well, and we didn't have any issues. Maybe a little crackling at the start, but we were able to broadcast. But we're going to continue like the dual interview kind of thing, and basically go back and forth and ask each other questions. And like last week, hopefully there are things that are not in our like 10 question repertoire, like what's your favorite fish, how long have you been fish keeping? I really don't think most people care anything about that, but people ask it. I know I don't care anything about it, and I assure you, everybody in here that's been interviewed, I've heard it multiple times, so I already know the answer. So, bitch. Uh, you want to start, Bobby, or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. Well, and these can be questions all over the place within reason. I can't talk a lot about Tennessee Mafia and stuff like that, and let you live anyway. But um, I want to start with something. It may seem kind of silly, but I have a reason. You've got a dog that I like a lot named Titan. And how did you get Titan? Where'd you get him? What's his story?
um, I got him from my dad. I want to say about 7 years ago, give or take. And see, my dad, he had a male and female, of course, pit bulls, but they were different, I guess, types of species or whatever. And see, Titan's dad is a blue pit, and his mama is a um uh, she's a Staffordshire brindle. Now, and at the time, I think they had like 7 pups in the litter, and I picked out Titan before they were um, um, winged, so to speak, and because like he was the best looking one of the bunch, I guess, and so But anyway, I actually paid my dad the money on them, so that way he couldn't sell them or whatever. And I got him for the girl that I was dating at the time because like she wanted a dog, and I didn't really want one, but she wanted them, and so we got them. And make a long story short, when we went to split up, I took Titan, and because I knew that like she couldn't take care of them, and then I just got attached to him over that period of time. So, but he's been a really, really good dog. I mean,
when I was going to get your logo a while ago, and then you were able to send it to me after that, he didn't have it on the device he was on, but he was still able to send it later. But anyway, a video started playing it, and it was the one about adventure with Bob Kaler or something today, and he was laying on the bed, and you mentioned I got him some treats, and he didn't even look up. He didn't like those treats either.
Well, to tell you the truth, 2 weeks later, I seen him actually chew on it, and then later that night, so he got it. But I mean, I think he's got 2 left of them, and he likes to. Every time he likes to go to bed and like try to bury it in the covers, and I guess save it for later. I mean, it's kind of interesting why he does that, but
all right.
But yeah, I mean, he likes them a lot, so I'm definitely.
Uh-oh. This is what was happening when we were when we were coming in late, was Bobby kept breaking up on his end, I guess. His sound would crack up, and he couldn't hear me, and he would lose his picture. There he is back.
I don't know what happened. I was just talking away, and all of a sudden, my phone said that something went wrong.
It was cracking up a little bit, the last couple sentences. So. Your turn.
Okay. I know that you volunteer at the park. So like, about how long have you been there? I mean, like, it was actually this like a 2-part question. The first part is how long have you been there, and the second part is like, how did it come about that you started, volunteering there?
Oh, at the Ark. I didn't hear the very beginning of that. Long story, but I'll try to make it real short. One of my dogs passed away 20-something years ago, and it was Christmas time, and I was really missing him, and I was working then. I didn't have all these tanks back then. I think I had, I don't know, 3 or 4. But I saw something online that said donating to a shelter or something was a productive way to deal with grieving and missing pets. So tried to do that at our animal shelter, and they said they could take the money, but they couldn't designate it as a donation in his name or anything. So they suggested the Ark, and so I tried to get in touch with them. And they were a rescue group, not a shelter back then, just a rescue group that kept pets in their homes. And the night before their January meeting, January 99, they called me and asked me to come to the meeting the next night. And I happened to be off that evening, so I went, donated some money, and they did a little hard copy newsletter. Now we do it electronically. So I started volunteering in February, and in July, I became the president of the board because the president wanted to step down. And I've been there since then. So 99. Yep.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's not nice, that your dog passed away and stuff, but because that is that is the one thing that stays on my mind that it shouldn't, but it stays in my mind about having a dog, about Titan, is like that they're going to pass away, and I'm just not looking forward to that, at all. And it's to the point that I told myself that I mean, like, once he goes, I'm not going to have another one. Well, I ain't planning on it.
Yeah, and that's common. I've lost two last year, and it happened upon a picture. My phone showed me a picture of one of them, the paralyzed one, Toby. And luckily I was at home, but that was a major event. I mean, it was just like it had just happened. So, and then I lost Winston, Daniel's best friend, a few months ago. So I've got a dog that's almost 19. Well, he will be next month, and another one that's like 9, and Daniel's 17, the Beagle. So I'm going to lose a couple more dogs pretty soon. Uh, and I'm not looking forward to that, but I'll be down to 2 if it goes, by their age and that kind of stuff. And Yossi's going to be my old age, not just my senior age, my old age dog, aren't you, baby? So I'm not looking for it, but you do have to say at some point, because we have a dog. We always have a dog that I would love to have at the Ark, and I have to talk myself out of it because I don't need to get a dog. There is one there that I'm sure I'll end up with. He's got some really bad back issues, but we're able to take care of what he needs there. He won't be adopted. And he'll go in Toby's old brace when he gets so he can't walk at all. But yeah, so I've got another one coming on the way pretty soon, I'm guessing. Anyway, that was a long answer. All right, my turn, right?
Yeah. Hey, Yazzie.
Yeah, he wanted up here, and then I reached down to get him, and the third time I was like, no, I'm not getting you. So he started jumping, so he believed I was not
Oh.
going to play the game. He knows it's Pam's night, so he's getting all geared up for Pam. He could care less about Dan. He's not even around when because I'm not talking, just modding on there. That had said something. That mean black dog, Bob. That mean black one. That's it. Yep, the mean one that you met the other day, Ed. All right. Question number 2. You mentioned before in streams and even just in conversation with me that you're looking forward to being able to change jobs and being able to increase your ability to go places and drive and that kind of stuff. What kind of job are you hoping to get, or are you planning to get? Will that involve going back to school, or using what you already know to get into something? Or
Well, just to be perfectly honest, I mean, I really don't know because, like, my whole life I've always been in some form of construction work, as far as like, concrete or house building or just um 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 uh excavation work and stuff. So, and yeah, of course, like when I was in high school and stuff, I worked at fast food jobs, but I guess, that, like, if I had to, I guess, give a certain answer, considering I don't have any idea what I want to do, I definitely want a job that this might sound silly or whatever, because like around here, there's not a whole lot to do, but like just like maybe like work at Lowe's or something, just a job that I know that I have a set schedule and that it doesn't matter if it's rain or shine, that I can still go to work, and to have some kind of like health insurance or like benefits, you know, because like the kind of work I do now, you don't get no health insurance, you don't get none of that. I mean, it's basically like one of them that if you get hurt, then you just don't work until that you get healed up, and then they just hope that you still have a job afterwards.
yep, yeah,
I mean,
benefits are worth a lot, and I found that out. I always had them being a nurse, but I mean, you can't afford not to have insurance, and you can't afford not to have car insurance, and any kind of insurance. You always want it, for sure.
Um, so like, I noticed that you mentioned in the past, you know, that you used to live in like um uh Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Um, uh, how long did you live there, and like, and also like, why did you like want to move from there?
Well, I'm from Athens, Tennessee, uh, which is about an hour from Knoxville, this way. That's between where I live and Knoxville. So that's where I grew up, and I went to school at Cleveland State Community College to get my RN. Um, but then I moved away. I won't go through all of that, but I've lived in New York and I went to Florida on vacation. It's always cool to check out the jobs, and got offered a good job and a sign-on bonus, and for them to move me there. And it was to open an outpatient surgical center. Those were new back then. That was over 30 years ago, probably close to 40. So I did that, and I stayed there 16 years, and then was ready to come back home. That was, well, in 98, 99. Yeah, the end of 98. So I'm from here. But I didn't want to live right in Athens because my mother is still alive, and she always causes a lot of trouble if she can for her kids and anybody really. Um, so that's why I settled in Cleveland, because I went to school here and knew people here. So, yep.
Yeah,
I really like the
it's
house.
definitely. Go ahead.
All right. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Um, I might have, I'm not sure now that I started to ask it, but I'm not sure. Do you have any brothers or sisters? And I know your mom and dad are not together now. I've surmised that on my own. I'm smart like that.
Well,
But
well, I have brothers and sisters. Say like dad, dad been together since like a few months was born. Actually, I mean, which is seems like it's pretty typical anymore. You know, when the dads are not around. But see, though, as far as I understand correctly, that I have like 8 half brothers and sisters, and they range from, I think, 24 is the youngest, all the way up to 37, somewhere in that range. And see, like I've only talked to 2 of them since my dad tried to come back around, and tried to get in touch, I guess, so to speak. And see, out of those 2, one of them I talked to, I talk to him about once a week. But other than that, on my mom's side, it's just me. So
yeah, my dad was gone most of my life. I didn't know him after I was a toddler. I barely remembered him, but his wife, his second wife, died, and I have a half brother. I had a full sister, but she passed away several years ago with the same dad. And then my older sister is a half sister, and then I've got a younger sister that's a half sister. But yeah, I have a half brother and a step brother, and I'm glad I got to know my dad and spend a lot of time with him. He lived in California. He died a few years ago.
Mm.
Yep, yep. I remember when he was my age, and I just met him right before that again, and he died. He was like 83 or 84, and I kept thinking, "Wow, he's so old." And I guess I was about 35 or 40, and I worried about him all the time because he had a lot of heart problems, and now I'm that age. So.
Well, we will all be there sooner than later, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
True.
you know, like, when I was younger, I was always told, that you're going to be older before you know it, and and just like, because based on when I was younger, I used to, I guess, think that, like, that life never ends. Which is like that with everybody, and then after you start getting, past your 20s or whatever, and then you start realizing time goes by actually what you really get to.
Maria was saying that you were breaking up, and you were then, but you got a lot better, and now it's doing it again and freezing up. But they're not saying I am, so I don't know what the heck's going on. Oh, you froze us just like that.
Yes, yeah, my whole screen just stopped working. I mean, like I had my face and everything. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. Um, um, now, what triggered you to become a nurse?
What triggered me or made me want to be a nurse? Um, I had a cousin that was a nurse, maybe 10 years older than me. He was an LPN, not an RN, but he wanted to, or I wanted to be either a missionary or a vet. So I guess being a nurse is kind of my version of combining those two. But I decided early on I wanted to be an RN since that you could do that at the community college. Bobby's gone, but I have. There you are. Stop. She's been laying there the whole time. There's a cat laying there, and you just noticed her. Stop. But yeah, that's why there were times I wasn't sure that in school that I was going to go through with it. Um, but people encouraged me, and I got through it. I had a couple of great instructors, and so that's why. It was mainly though so that I would have felt like I was doing something to help people, and would always be able to get a job, and would have security, insurance, that kind of stuff, benefits. Um, yeah, when I started working as an RN in '78 at Erlanger Medical Center, and it's our great big medical center here down in Chattanooga. And we opened the first open heart unit. People think now your age think, well, that's not a big open heart. It was in the '70s, and we opened the very first open heart ICU, and I was 21. Jesus, I wouldn't work in a place like that now at all. I was the night charge nurse or whatever in our unit because nobody else wanted to do it. There he goes. He's coming in. I don't know what. This makes me think it's all on Bobby's end. I don't know. Here he is. I think. I got that one circle of death.
And Bob,
Are you back? You keep freezing up.
Yeah, it's the same way we too.
That's
I
good
just
stuff.
got part of it. Area at the hospital.
Mm. You said something about the hospital, but that's all I heard.
Big, um, really they had the area as a helicopter zone at the hospital.
I got a little more helicopter zone at the hospital. It's when it's the last word or two, you can understand it. So, you're not
Oh
asking me a
no,
question, I don't think.
I no, I was just reading somebody's question in the chat.
Got you. I heard that now. Let's see what the question was. Is there any really good restaurants in Athens that I like? I don't know, Ed. I don't hang around up there. I have no idea. Haven't eaten there in literally 30 years. Did you have a grassy area as a helicopter zone at that hospital? BJ's being a smartass now. We did not. We did not have a helicopter back then, Billy Jean. If you couldn't get your butt there in an ambulance, and you couldn't get a heart surgery. Most of it was scheduled stuff, like Chattanooga is going to need some valve work done soon. Stuff like that.
Oh,
Some of it
oh
was
no.
emergency, but people didn't fly in. They weren't heart transplants or anything. Now what? I hear you good now. I'm toying with the idea of joining the dark side and going saltwater. I wouldn't do that if I were you, AJ Kelly. I wouldn't convert fresh to salt because the beneficial bacteria in fresh is not the same beneficial bacteria that's in salt. So you would not be converting. You would literally kill off all your beneficial bacteria. And then you'd have all those issues like ammonia spikes and nitrites and all that stuff. So it's a lot easier just to, when you're saying convert it, I think you mean drain it, take it down, and put a saltwater up.
You know, in those saltwater tanks, I don't know, well, I mean, like, it's a type of moss plant, but apparently it's called like some kind of like it's like a hair algae for saltwater. But I've always liked the looks of that.
Yeah, it's closely related to the algae in freshwater. You don't want it in your coral tank, though. I had it in my 20 long. It was awful, awful, awful. And I got two lawnmower blennies, which it's out of fashion to call them that. Now they call them something else, grazing blennies or something. And one of them's still in there. He's big, he's skinny because he only eats what I put in there. I have to make sure he gets spirulina and some other vegetable stuff. But somebody said get a yellow tang and put in there, but I already had a big self-in or for the 20-gallon, and they got along fine. Usually that won't work out, but I have no algae at all in there now. So yellow tangs are the thing. If you notice, like in a lot of coral tanks in stores, saltwater stores, they'll have fish in the coral, and a lot of times, more often than not, it's a yellow tang. But there are a lot of them that are good for that. Um, BJ said no, she wasn't being a smartass, but she flew a lot of patients in there, so it must have been a grass place that she flew in. I didn't know anything about the helicopters. I was gone about before that, Billie Jean. Does adding that salt apply to brackish tanks as well? At some point, that's a question I asked Fantastic Freaks when I was going to start some brackish, but I didn't want to do that. I had salt going. But I asked my mentors, who was one of the local fish store owners, if the beneficial bacteria was the same for fresh as it was for salt. And they didn't know. They didn't know that, which surprised me. But they were mostly saltwater, so they really didn't know much about freshwater was the issue. So I just Googled it when I asked them, and you get to a certain point that with salinity that the beneficial bacteria in freshwater dies off, and then you will begin to get just like if just like we do with cycling fresh water, you'll begin to grow that bacteria. But to use a sponge or something, some media from a tank that has salt water, that really jumpstarts it. And that's what I did with all of mine. And then I just used something from each tank to start another one. But yeah, it's definitely a whole different bacteria, and it will kill it. It will kill off freshwater, brackish, and salt. Yep, Anthony's right. They have different bacterias. But freshwater will and saltwater will live up to a certain point going toward brackish, and then it does kill off. It does kill off. And hey, Anthony, thank you for the links, and thank you, Maria, for the links, Sandy for the links. Let's see, Chattanooga Ed. All right, whose turn is it?
I think yours.
All right. Well, I know recently you rehomed some of your fish because I have some here, and they're doing well, by the way. And those babies that I brought didn't make it apparently, but they had some more, and they're getting pretty big now. There's about 10 of them maybe left. But you were going to keep different fish that wouldn't work with those. So what is it you're getting, or what have you got in place of those that you rehomed?
Well, I think that they kind of I've added a lot more different species of um, plants. I mean, real high for fancy, and I just well, well,
Yeah, I can't even hear him now. Tennessee's very choppy, Steph says. You're freezing up to your picture.
Can you hear me?
I heard you say, can you hear me? I'm tempted to say I'm glad it's not me this week, but I don't know that for a fact. But I'm not causing it. Hey, Shelby Ray. Hope you're doing well. You hear me good. Okay. Well, I don't know if my end, my Wi-Fi could be causing him to do this. I don't think so. Rob 93 in 19 minutes. Is Rob, it's not you, I don't think, Bob. Thanks, Jester, Randy. Did Rob pop in? I haven't really been watching the chat that close, you might have noticed. And hello to everybody that we didn't say hello to. StreamYard is having some trouble, but it's not on my end. They keep saying it's not on my end, which is a relief, but
I don't know what's going on because now and
Bobby has good teeth. You're frozen now, Bobby. And I think Bobby's backstage is on this, so I'm going to let the one backstage come up. and see if it's any better than, nope, there he went. I still don't have anything artistic to do on Pam's stream tonight. Um, I had hoped I would have something, but I just haven't got anything. There's Lefty. Long time no see, it's true. Where the heck you been? Well, Ed says I'm doing great today. Damn it. There he is, maybe. Yep, he's here. That's true, Pam. It's not. I still want to do something.
I just don't.
Can't see you.
I see myself on my own yard on my map. I don't see him, and I don't hear him talking.
Because I'm not talking right this second. I have been. Yeah, there's something wrong with your Wi-Fi or your StreamYard on that end. That's why you can't hear me. Sometimes you're not getting a signal. I don't think. Hey, Carrie. His mother may have something turned on. Mother's got her CB radio on, I bet you. It already says you're in the stream, so it's weird. Yeah, he doesn't have the signal to keep him on here. That's the problem. Almost summertime. You can be back in everyone's streams again. Don't threaten us, Lefty. I'm kidding you. I know you'll be glad. I'll be glad. Hey, Tank Top. Hey, Melvin. John Larson. Yeah, Tennessee's not even here on my screen. Miriam Mann, new show in the future. Skipper and Gilligan. I know, right? There he is.
I don't know.
Can hear you, but you're frozen up. It's not.
I guess StreamYard didn't want this stream to happen. I was just jinxed.
I can hear you now. Hey, Alex. I may try to have somebody else come up and see how it does. That would probably be
Yeah.
next.
I'm sorry.
It's not
I don't know.
the last 2 weeks. I'm kind of just glad it's not me this week. But I would like to know what we could fix it. Your mama's not on her CB, is she? That's what my uncle and aunt used to do when I was little. They'd be on the damn CB, like we're on YouTube. If somebody wants to come up and give it a try, Maria Z, Punchy Paints. There's somebody. Punchy Paints. Let's see what happens.
Hello, Pam.
Hello, can you hear me good?
Can now. I didn't hear you anything at first. Are you talking
Hear
now?
Pam.
It says everyone can see and hear you.
Yeah, it lies. It's bad to lie, that StreamYard.
I did.
Well,
The
Bob, I
neatest
see
little
you
drawing.
and I hear you, but I don't hear Pam.
I hear Pam. I don't see her because she's not up there, but I don't hear. I hear her fine. Jesus. They said Pam sounded great. So it's definitely your end then, Bobby. It's your Wi-Fi. It's your Wi-Fi.
Just my luck.
That's why you can't hear sometimes, and why we can hear you sometimes, and why you keep blanking out. I think. Well, Pam, I've got some questions for you. Oh, she got out of there quick, didn't she?
She goes, we'll see ya.
She left before I could even blink. Unless it knocked her out, I don't know. I could hear her fine. Just audio treble. Try just audio treble. I'm supposed to know what that means, but maybe that's for Pam. Maybe.
So I just turned off my camera.
So it'll
And
use less data.
well, I mean, on my end, it's showing that I have.
You're breaking up again. Are you there?
Well, sorry everyone for the issues. I don't know what's going on.
What fish are you or critters are you planning on putting in your tank?
Well, I am working on a colony of Synodonus petricolus. I have 4 right now, and I want to get at least 4 more, maybe 6 more, so I can have a total of 10 to try to get a good ratio of males and females. And but in the tank as of right now, I've got like neon tetras and I got some black neon tetras and a few of the dwarf neon.
Oh, I was with
Great
you when you
box.
got some of those. Yeah, that was that day we went to the store. You got some of those.
Yeah, I mean it's still work in progress. And I want to get maybe some more. Well, I've got to get me another male uh cockatorti triple red pisto, and then I got to get me a female pistogramma borlei. But as far as that goes, that's pretty much what I'm working on now.
Oh my God, bottom dwellers, also known as Angus Steel or Steel Angus, just became a member. You're brave, I'll tell you, with all this going on the last 3. Welcome. Thank you. He said you can't find comedy like this just anywhere. Hey, Mike, Florida Fish Rescue. We're having some StreamYard or some kind of issues, but we're working around it. Yeah, I remember you saying something about the petricolas. All right, your turn. We've got time for one more question each if we keep our answers kind of short, I think. Dry skin.
Okay, like I know that you have a bird. Uh, um, so like, so like, have you ever had a type of parrot? You know, like the ones that actually like talks to you, and also, do you have any plans on getting?
The closest I've had is two cockatiels, and I think they were given to me. I can't actually remember how I got them, but they were young birds. I mean, adults, but young. And one of them, I didn't know at first, knew how to say F her, I did. And that did not go well with my mother at all. But welcome. So I was always looking for them a home. And when I moved to New York to work a couple of years, I left them with my best friend in Chattanooga. And she said that her husband wanted their asses out of there. That they were anyway. They didn't like that either, and plus they were nasty. Nasty. Saw that Bob. Priscilla said saw that Bob and a laugh emoji. I'm not quite sure what that was. Oh well. Um, anyway, about the cockatiels probably. Anyway, I ended up moving to Florida from New York, and that's when I picked up the birds again. And a friend named Colesta, one of my best friends that was head nurse on oncology, and I was head nurse on that outpatient surgery and also on a telemetry unit by then. And a friend of hers, her cousin, I think, named Colesta, they were from Buffalo, from upstate New York, and they have moved back there. But she wanted the boys, and in fact, one of her females mated with one of the boys and had babies, and that was the last I knew of them. So, yeah, there are your pictures up now. But are you frozen?
Is it good?
Yeah, you're still you're not glitching, but it pauses a little bit and then it goes on. It sounded better when you said, "Is it good?" Let's get Bob some more members. Why not? Why not write a couple bucks and it's a month of enjoyment? A beer costs the same and it's gone in 10 minutes. Well, when you look at it like that. But no, I don't have any plans to get another bird like that. I was going to get that meth bird, they called it, that was rescued from a meth lab and had all kinds of health issues. Lolly was her name, but she passed away. I used to go visit her all the time, but she passed away. They lived too long, and unless I found a real old one or one in bad health that needed, a lot of care, I wouldn't get one. So, and
She was
I think I like donuts more than I like beer. Ed said that. I probably do too, Ed, but I can't have either one of them now. Um, all right, I'll get the last question. So, oh no, I can't ask that. Dang it. Can't ask that. There's questions I said we shouldn't be asking the common questions. So, I guess we're through. What's the score, Jason? Oh no, I was telling Ed and Bobby a while ago that I'm finally going to get the L236 Plicos from Stephanie, and I was going to get 6, but she had so many people wanting them, and the cost of them, they're not cheap. So I'm going to get 3 to start with, and I've already paid for them and the shipping overnight, and they should be shipped out Monday or Tuesday next week. She sent me some cool pictures of the parents of the ones I'm getting, so I've got 2 tanks ready for them, just so I can match their parameters water-wise. And one of them's going to be this 33 long that I look at here, but I've got to put some caves. I've got to steal some caves from other tanks and put in there. I really don't have any caves I want to take out, but I guess I have to. So that's it. All right, we've got 3 minutes, so we need a hashtag, Bobby, to go over to Rob 93. And it can't be freaking Rob.
Uh,
What? It's slow.
bad signal.
Thank you, S. Super chat. Caveman. Am I froze?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on again.
Ed said, AJ said, hey everyone, I'm back. Cockatiel, there you go, Merdul. Yeah.
Yep.
Cockatiel. That's a good one. All right. There is the link. In 2 minutes, it says, to Rob. Thank you, Ricky. I wish. I'm trying to keep up with when we're frozen, when we're not, and what the chat's saying and all that. So it's been fun for me, but I'm not sure about you guys. Not so sure. Bobby. I hope he can figure out what that is. All right, I'll see you guys at Rob in a minute, and it will be Cockatiel. Thanks, guys. I'm going on over there. He hadn't gone live yet, but Bobby's already gone or got knocked back down again. So I'll see you over there. Thanks, mods. Um, thanks, super chatters, and thanks to the members. And thanks for everybody for your patience. Somebody just wanted to come back up, but I bet it wasn't Pam. She didn't want me to ask her that question. It says 37 people in here. There he is. I said I bet it wasn't Pam. She didn't want me to ask her that question. All right. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you at Rob's and tonight on Dan's Fish, and then after Pam's. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you coming on. We'll have to do a redo on this. Again. Priscilla's giving the peace sign. Peace. See ya.